Hello, happy campers. I'm Carla. Welcome to Singing Nomad. Today I'm at the Catfish Lodge and I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects, and that is food. I'm a foodie. I love almost any kind of food, as long as it's quality food. I was raised in a culture on the Southern Plains, southwest part of the Southern Plains, and our culture was to eat. We live in the Bible Belt, and that's what we did. We just ate. And we ate everything fried, of course. Fried okra, chicken fried steak. We were just happy fried people. So it was delicious, and I didn't know any other way to cook or eat. Well, about 5 years ago, I had a TIA, a mini stroke, and it was a big old wake-up call to change how I live and eat and move. So I didn't know how to eat, so thankfully YouTube is just full of tutorials. So I did a really intense, long study over the months of what to do, because I didn't even know where to start except for salads. And to me, salads were kind of boring. I would eat them, but meh. So I found out some ways that you can eat that's absolutely delicious and more clean food and healthier. And I found recipes that are delicious and snack foods. And what I do is not overwhelm myself with any new thing. I try to take baby steps, one step at a time. And so I would just take one thing I was doing or eating, and I would substitute that with a healthier version, and then go from there. I would get used to that and then change something. Quick disclaimer, I am not a medical professional, nutritionist, anything. I used to work as a phlebotomist, but I don't think that applies here. So I am not telling you to do anything medically. Just check with your doctor, as I have. But I want to share my journey and how I got off 7 different medications by changing my lifestyle, and all under a doctor's care. So I want to stress that. Don't do anything without checking with your doctor. I want to give a quick shout out to Markus Rothkranz. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he and Kara have a YouTube channel that I got a lot of my recipes from them and ordered her uncooked book called Love on a Plate. I got a lot from a lot of people, but they were really inspirational to me. The first 6 weeks of me changing everything, I went raw vegan just to kind of, I guess, do a cleanse and just start at zero baseline. And then I slowly added chicken and fish and cooked food. So how do we eat halfway healthy when camping or traveling on the road? I found that traveling, once I started traveling again after that thing that happened in 2020, I realized that eating healthy is a bit of a challenge. But I figured it out and kept getting ideas. And listen, if you have ideas, please leave it in the comments, because I'm always collecting new recipes, new ideas. That, in your diet, you really need a variety. So I started drinking a green drink just to make sure I did get some nutrition and some greens, although I eat a lot of produce. And I think a quality green drink is really important. And I finally found one that tastes halfway decent. Now, it's not ice cream, but for a green drink, it tastes good. And I look forward to drinking it. And it's called AG1. They're not sponsoring this video. I just love it. And all I have to do is mix it with water. Boom, I'm ready to go. It gives me sustained energy. Not spikes of energy, just sustained energy. And I can go even longer without eating every 5 minutes. It's delicious and it's pricey, but I was buying several bottles of supplements, and this is just all in one, convenient, and in the long run, it actually saves me money. AG1 has travel packs that are very convenient for hotels or your tent or car camping. And when I began replacing things, I started with my sweetener because that was a big deal to me. So I've gotten really used to organic stevia. Now listen, stevia has to be quality or it's not that good, I don't think, in my opinion. So if you get a quality organic stevia, you can get really used to that really quickly. For salt, that was important to me. I began using Celtic salt, and I really enjoy that. And I needed some snack foods that were better than what I was doing. So I found these little packs. This is Maranatha brand. My favorite brand is RX brand, but these are good too. And it's nut butter, and RX brand has many different flavors that are just delicious. Oh, I love them. And I'll mix it with maybe some agave or some honey and a little bit and some nuts, and that's like an ice cream treat for me. But these are very convenient to travel with and gives me something a little bit sweet. If I want a savory snack, I will eat raw, organic cashews, walnuts, any type of nut. Also, RX brand of nut butters, they have one that is just killer, and it's called vanilla almond butter. Ooh, that stuff is good. Also, in camping, and even on a road trip, a long road trip, I take these tuna, albacore, they have salmon in a packet. And this one is spicy Thai chili. I'm getting hungry now. And they have all kinds of flavors to choose from. And you know what I do? I just open the pack up. I might add a little mayo, or I might add some Dijon mustard, some nuts, some chopped organic celery, and I mix it up in the pack and I eat it right out of the pack. And that, for camping, that's less dishes, and even going down the road, because you know how hard it is to find good food right off an interstate, at least where I live. So that's really handy in the car, truck, traveling. You just eat out of the packet if somebody else is driving. And it's delicious, and you know you did pretty well that day. You didn't eat a chicken fried steak. Do you know that as I've changed my eating over about the last year, I got really serious about it. I have noticed that my tastes have changed, and you can train your taste buds to like anything. And I think that our taste buds change on their own every few years. I think I read that somewhere. Don't quote me, but you can really get used to it. And now, if I try to eat a chicken fried steak, which I used to crave, it's okay, but it's more like cardboard. It just doesn't taste that great. And your body just gets so used to craving nutrients, and it just runs better. It's like putting quality fuel in an automobile. Your engine will run better when you give it quality food. A salty snack that I like when I'm traveling or camping is pumpkin seeds, pepitos. You can do sunflower seeds, you can do hemp seeds. I put flax and hemp seed and chia seeds in my oatmeal, and that are old-fashioned oats, like I do the real kind, and they're so delicious. And I put cinnamon and organic vanilla in it, and so good. So, you know, you can substitute what you were eating before with something really good, and you can learn to just love it. This brand is O Nuts, and so far it is my favorite brand for pumpkin seeds. And if you'd have told me a year ago that I would crave pumpkin seeds, well, you're crazy. But these are absolutely delicious, roasted and salted. It's probably not the best way to eat them, but you know, hey, I'm not legalistic about things because that sets me up for failure. So occasionally, I'll let myself eat what I want and I'll give myself a treat. However, I set my intentions every day. When I am having my coffee and quiet time in the morning, I think to myself, what am I going to eat today? Because if I don't plan and I don't go to the grocery store, it's about an hour and 50 minutes, remember, to get to a health food store that sells a lot of good organic produce. So if I don't plan it sets me up for failure, and I'll just be so hungry I'll end up eating anything that's in the house because I live with someone who doesn't eat like this, and I'll eat his food. So it's really good to take care of yourself and make a plan just like you would anything. And sometimes I'll just ask myself, what am I craving? And that might be my body's way of telling me, hey, you need some of this, you haven't been eating that in a while. I like organic fruit, and I've learned on TikTok a lot of salad recipes that are blowing my mind. I have tacos that I make with chickpeas cooked and mashed, and I just put organic taco seasoning with it, and it's like taco meat. It's amazing what you can do. I also make homemade breads to take camping, and that's very filling. And I don't have a bread maker, and that's not me. I'm not, Earth Mother, but I've learned some recipes. They're like 3 to 5 ingredients for breads: lemon bread, avocado bread, focaccia bread, and it's delicious and filling and comfort food. So, and I know what ingredients I'm putting in it. In just a moment, I'm going to show you one of my go-to recipes for lunch, dinner, snack, anytime. It's not for everybody, but you might give it a whirl. And I even do this when I'm camping. It has 10 ingredients, and that sounds like a lot, especially camping, but I've memorized them. It's 5 wet ingredients, 5 dry ingredients, and I make it so often. Right now, I don't have a fridge or a van. I hope to upgrade to one soon, but right now I just have to schlep ice, and I hate it, but I have a small cooler because there are a few things that I bring camping that require refrigeration. Mostly I bring shelf-stable foods like ghee for butter or cooking if you don't want to bring a type of healthy oil because it's kind of messy. But some things require refrigeration, so I do bring my little cooler. Ingredients for Thai salad: we have organic raw cashews, organic scallions, Celtic salt, red cabbage, golden raisins. I think the golden tastes much better in this recipe. And my favorite brand of cashew butter is Sam's Choice. I really like it. There's hot chili oil, which can be optional, but you can put a dab in there and have a little bit of spice. We have the darker sesame seed oil. You can use the lighter. ACV, apple cider vinegar, and olive oil. The person that gave me this recipe did not add measurements. They just eyeballed it. So I just start out using red cabbage, enough for 1 serving. And I don't love it the next day. I like it really fresh. I think it tastes better. So we're going to cut as much as we want for 1 serving, or however many servings you're making. I'm not wearing gloves because I'm the only one that's gonna eat this, and I'm gonna have lunch right after this. Looking forward to it. All right, so red cabbage, cashews, as you can tell, I love cashews. Scallions, for me, you can't have enough onion and garlic. You just cannot. All right, and we have golden raisins. And there we go. So we can stir this up. And now we're going to, you can't forget the salt. Celtic salt. My Celtic salt isn't as salty as sea salt, so I usually put a little more. Now, the wet ingredients are olive oil. I just like to do it separately. Sesame oil. Just a tiny bit of hot chili oil, not much. Some ACV, squirt of that. And of course, the most important is cashew butter. You can put as much or little as you want, and then you will stir this up. A lot of times what I will do is put this in the microwave, the cashew butter, so that it all melts together really well, because this is the sauce. This is the dressing. And then we're going to add it to the dry ingredients. You can tell I'm not a chef. I was on the road all of my life. I had to ask, in my 20s, I asked this older lady to teach me to cook some things. So I just kind of watch people through the years, and as long as I don't go hungry, I'm okay. Now, I can see that it's going to need a few more things. Like I said, no measurements. A little bit more oil. It's a little too dry for me. Okay. And voila, Thai salad. Well, now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to have some Thai salad. You can tell I love talking about food. I appreciate you spending time with me today because we need energy. We need fuel for the things we're called to in life and the people that are depending on us. We want to enjoy grandchildren and our hobbies, and we just want to feel good. So I wish you the best in health and the best in life.